What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. Here we are. Yes, Scarif Monday. Scarif Tuesday, I'm sorry. Tariffs came out, and look at this. XRP is holding up fine. It's actually up right now. We just flipped green. I would assume, just as I said in my most recent Bitcoin video that I just made, I would assume by the time most of you guys watch this video, we're probably going to be up significantly higher than we are now. I don't know if we're going to be up above this high, right? I think this day, how you moved up 34%, I don't know if we're going to see a day like that again anytime soon, but I absolutely expect that over the days to come, over the weeks to come, certainly the months to come, we are going to be moving up outward and upward to new all-time highs, okay? $3.40 now, essentially. If the tariffs were, and I'm not saying that they're not negatively impacting the markets. I think they are, but at this point in time, what's happening that's negatively impacting the markets, at least in my opinion, is fear. It's people who are scared, who are uncertain as to what this is going to create for the crypto markets, what kind of environment that we're going to deal with. And my thoughts are the tariffs are already priced in. That's what this drop was. They're already priced in. The crypto reserve was not priced in, so we got this immaculate pump, but then we came back down to these higher low areas. If the tariff news was so bad and it was actually like detrimental to the markets, I promise you we would not be experiencing a higher low right now. We would not be green. So if anybody's selling their XRPs because of the tariffs that are coming out between the United States, Canada, Mexico, and China, and the retaliatory efforts that are taking place from all of those countries to the United States, just understand you're literally selling the lows. You're giving the people who are in the institutional, like the institutional players, the governments of the world, the high-level investors of the world, you're giving them an opportunity to buy your XRPs because they're the ones buying at these prices. They're not selling, right? The only people selling here are people who are panicking, people who are unaware and uncertain of what the future brings. But the higher-ups, they're very aware of what the future brings, and the people who are paying attention to the crypto markets are fully aware too. I know most people in the XRP army, the XRP community, you guys know where this thing's going in the long term. It doesn't stop here. It really doesn't stop here. I know I'm talking to people who have nerves of steel whenever it comes to this coin. You guys have been through the blender. You know, you've been through the what is it? How's that expression go? You've been through it, man. You've been through the shit. That's all I'm trying to say. You've been through a lot, and you're at the top of the mountain peak right now. You're definitely. I don't think I shouldn't even say you're at the top. You're climbing the mountain. Okay, you're not at the top. In that kind of analogy there. Sometimes my analogies are good. Sometimes they're off. But let's stop talking in metaphors and analogies. Let's actually get on with our bad selves and talk about the price action here. Okay, so from a high to a low, all-time high for multiple cycles up until this high, you just got barely above it there. That is your technical all-time high, but it's a fake out. We're going to use this high to this low because it encapsulates this whole entire consolidation phase that you had from multiple cycles. You are consolidating right above the 886. This is actually absurdly bullish. You've been consolidating here for months. It's absurdly bullish. This is anything but a bad thing, you guys. I promise you it's anything but a bad thing. I've been doing technical analysis for 8 years. The Fibonacci retracement tool and extensions by default are literally my bread and butter to my analysis. If there's one thing that I understand more than any other indicator in this space, it is the Fibonacci tool. Second to that might be the RSI. And if we look at the RSI, it's also printing bullish readings. We have higher lows coming in here. We're a little bit below it today. Actually, here, let me try and make that line fit better. We're a little bit below it today, but if today can close green or at least come up a little bit, maybe if we can close at like 267 or 277, 275, something like that, I would expect that this low, it would still be pointed down, but we might be actually bouncing off this line. In fact, that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting that, I said this day, I'm sorry, this week. Would it be this week? Huh. I actually would think that this week closes green, so we wouldn't even get a bounce off of this area. Whatever. If this week doesn't close green and it closes somewhat red, that's fine too. 5 days and 9 hours just to make a move up to about 270, 276, that's fine. But maybe that's a good end of week goal here. Okay, if you can close this week above this weekly high close at $2.73, if you can do that this week over the next 5 days and 9 hours, that will validate what I'm saying here, that this weekly RSI looks phenomenal, that the fibs are holding, you're holding above the 886, and that normally whenever you do stuff like this, you rip all the way up to your extended areas, right? You don't stop anywhere else. And that minimum target would be $8.37. The maximum target would be $27. And I think inevitably you will hit $27, but just maybe not in the next couple of months. Over the next couple of months, by the end of April, maybe even by the end of March, if this thing really wants to move up. I mean, if XRP wants to do a move like this again, Which, who's to say that it can't? If anybody's saying, well, this only happened because we broke out of a multi-year consolidation phase, a multi-cycle consolidation phase. Okay, that's fair. But what about breaking out to new all-time highs? What's that going to get us? Could that get us the same move? I'm just saying, by the end of March, let alone by the end of April, we could very well be at 852 and higher. I would expect that we are higher than that. I think that we're going to be around $10 to $13 by the end of this move. Not by the end of the cycle. By the end of the cycle, especially with XRP's newfound reserve status, I would anticipate that $27 is the minimum target. $67 might actually even be possible now, right? I literally said it before that I was thinking $40 is where we would go, but if XRP actually got put into a crypto reserve, which I didn't think would happen, I was like, we could entertain these targets at $67 to $100, multi-trillion-dollar targets. Like, it's already at a multi-trillion-dollar target, I'm pretty sure, at $40, but crazy stuff, guys. It's possible now because of the status that XRP has. That's all I'm trying to say. At a minimum, at a bare ass minimum, by the end of the cycle, XRP is going to be worth more than a 10x what it is now. That's my expectation. But in the coming months, 837 to 1356 is on the table. We are not looking lower at all. It's not going down. But let's do that. Let's look lower just in case it does. Let's do it. Why not? Okay, let's do that. Just to entertain the bears or entertain, the thought, because if I'm wrong, we should at least address that. By the way, consolidating for months between the 1272 and the 100 area is also extremely bullish. It's anything but bearish, I'll tell you. But if we were bearish, if we were to move down, pulling back to the 886 is very common. In fact, when you find resistance at the 1272, you oftentimes pull back to the 786. And that is a prior area of resistance back here. We can make sense out of that, right? $1.31 to $1.60 might be where you go. You're at 240 now. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you're expecting the price to move down, that is likely where you would go. But I'm not anticipating that at all. I think that we are going to rip from here. I think that this is just the beginning of something rather miraculous. We are getting overbought on the 3-day time frame. We are not getting oversold even at your worst nightmares, even whenever the tariffs become realized. We're not getting oversold. We're bouncing off the 40, an area that last time we bounced off of that sent us to the overbought zone. When we bounced off of this area in the RSI last time, look at what it did to the price. Boom. Here we are consolidating nice and tight, not moving down, not seeing lower lows, even with the worst news. It's not even that bad of news coming out, right? With all this panic and fear, it's completely obvious, guys. We're at intense levels of fear here at a 24 read. People are not thinking rationally. They're thinking with their emotions. And oftentimes, whenever you make financial decisions based on emotions, it tends to go the other way. And right now, I'm not feeling that the emotional state of the crypto market is bullish. It seems rather bearish, upset, and annoyed. And it's in moments like this that we often rip. So that's my prediction. By the end of today, I expect we're green. By the end of this week, I actually would expect that we're going to close this week green. If not, we're going to pull up the skirt a little bit and actually show a big wick after this week closes. And then continuing on the weeks to come and the months to come, we will continue to move up. But I would expect that this week, a good goal would be for this week to close above $2.73. I think that'd be a good goal so that we can at least maintain this higher low trend that we have here. It still is a higher low. Even if it closes here below this trend line, it's still a higher low. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like this here. It doesn't mean that you can't continue your uptrend. You can. Just like this here, whenever you broke through this downtrend, that doesn't mean that you're going lower. In fact, that was at the end of it there. And that might not be a good example because it's not an uptrend, but I'm just trying to say that breaking these lines, it's not as significant as it might seem, right? Breaking horizontal lines are more significant. That's why you'd like to hold the 50 if anything, or hold this level if anything, but I would like to see, just to keep it in line with that diagonal trend, with this here, if we could close above $2.73 in the next 5 days, 9 hours, which I certainly don't feel like I'm asking for a lot there. Even with this news coming out, I think that can happen. So I'm going to end the video there. I appreciate you all for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Hit the buy button. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Bye-bye.